All right, this is the last issue of Scarlet Spider. It's number 25. This is it. As usual, it's a frigging mess. So we had 22, 23, 24. All three were solid books, real good. And then in typical, I don't know what's going on with Peter David. It totally just takes a weird turn. So it's not really a recommend. I'm really disappointed. I'm gonna go over it, but that's not a recommend. I'm really disappointed with the way it ended. It is gonna tie in to Spider-Geddon at the end, and you'll see why. I'm gonna go over it a little bit. The art in this book is a disaster. Ben wakes up, Mephisto's there. This was the only part that I really liked for the book. Mephisto shows up and starts talking to him, and we learn Gabriel comes back at the end. That's like kind of the spoiler, and he's manipulating something. We don't see what. Ben is firmly a hero at this point. So far, the art's still pretty good. You can see the art looks all right so far. And as soon as Mephisto takes off, boom, we get art like this. Look at that. We're back to Tumblr art. Is exactly where we are. Ben comes back to the life. Somebody showed up as Abigail. Back to the life. Ben comes back to life. And he didn't want to. There's somebody impersonating Abigail. There's Gabriel. Remember from issue 22, was it? All that plot stuff where he's in that angel's room and stuff. But he didn't want to come back to life because he thought he would become evil. And for some reason, you know, he comes back to life, he's like, I don't feel evil. I feel fine. And then this chick shows up. This is the daughter of Mephisto who died. And he punches her. He's like, oh, my first thought was to kill her. And he's like, oh, and it felt good. It really doesn't make any sense. Also, everyone has the memories back of how they killed him because Mephisto was manipulating them before. And we see him kind of, we see Kane here because Kane shot him like in the chest with a full clip in the last issue. And Ben shows up, stabs him in the chest, and is like, you know, if you don't leave Vegas, I'm gonna kill you. And he doesn't kill him, or he tries to kill him, but then takes off. And then this is the final scene. This is the final after 25 issues. We have Ben like on a rooftop. The whole emotion is lost in this terrible art. This art is trash. This is trash art. He's just staring off, and he's like doing some evil laugh, and then he starts crying on the corner, like he's upset about being evil, but he doesn't feel like he's really evil. So I don't know what's going on. He's coming back though. It says his story will continue in Spider-Geddon, so he is going to be in the event. Now I don't know what's going to happen to him in that event. You see here it says Octavius shows his true colors, right? We see here we have this scene with him as a Spider-Man with his arms, and he's got Ben wrapped up. But, right, we just read this issue. How is he showing his true colors? Guess what's probably going to happen? I bet Ben is going to try to betray them, and he's going to do that. We'll see. But I'm just really disappointed in the way this series ended. I would have liked him to either have a redemption and just went off to the afterlife and been like, well, I died a hero, so that's okay. Or came back and just was back to normal. Not this like, okay, we're still 25 issues in, and he's still kind of an evil person on a redemption. We had 25 issues of him going on a redemption arc, and he didn't even get redeemed at the end. He's just evil still. It makes no sense. I don't know what's going on with Peter David, man. I don't know. This is one of the most up and down books I've ever read. If I didn't have such a strong like emotion for the character from reading him when I was a kid in the Clone Saga, I wouldn't have stuck with it. The only reason that I stuck with it is because, you know, he's been dead forever, and they brought him back. But I'm really disappointed in the way this series has been handled. Maybe you guys should have picked up a better artist, for one, and stop getting on Tumblr for your artists. Two, Peter David, get your ass off Twitter or whatever the hell you're doing and focus on your books, man. This was trash, man. You had maybe 6, 7 really solid issues here and there. It would get some steam going, and then you would just derail your own story. Really disappointed, man. Because you could have done something really good here. The premise of this book was really good. Ben Reilly's back, been resurrected a shitload of times. He's kind of lost his way, and it could have been 25 issues of him going through a redemption. And, you know, in the end, he could have had a hero's death. And instead, it's like we're right back in issue 1. There's no full circle. It's a terrible plot. I don't know what you were doing, man. Were you just like developing and writing this when you were in the toilet or something? I don't get it, man. You're kind of like a big dude with a big name, you know, from people back in the day and stuff, but you wouldn't know that if you just read this story. So anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this run if you've been following it with me. Let me know what you thought about this ending if you have been following it with me or been reading it. Like, subscribe, join my Discord, check out my Twitch, also check out my Patreon, and all that good stuff. And yeah, just disappointment, man. Disappointment. I'll see you guys.